Hey, good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am glad to be here, and of course, I'm grateful to be here as well. Last week, we talked about nix, fix, mix in 26. I'm going to talk to you about something that happened this week that I'm going to nix so that I can fix something and make it even better. All right. So, what is it? Imagine with me for a second. It's New Year's Day after a long New Year's Eve, right? And you're asleep out cold. You know that no alarms, you get to sleep in, it's going to be great. And at 5:13, the doorbell rings. Now, where does your mind go? Obviously, somebody's in trouble. At 5:13, maybe it's a neighbor, maybe something happened outside, maybe it's just a prankster. I don't know, but I jump on, slip on my shorts, run around, get to the door, peek out through the glass, turn on the lights, look out through the curtain alongside the door. Don't see anybody, don't see anything. Look down and I see a little package. So I cautiously open up the door, grab the package, close the door, and it's a FedEx package. The FedEx deliverer had dropped the package off and rang the doorbell. Turned out to be something that was rather inconsequential. We didn't need it. And in fact, we had asked that it be delivered later. So I got cranky. And I started thinking about what in the world, who in the right mind is going to go around delivering something and ringing the doorbell at 5 a.m. in the morning, 5:13 to be exact. Hmm. And got back to bed. I squirmed, I laid around, couldn't go back to sleep. And after several hours of laying there, letting this bother me, it dawned on me, wait a second. Stop it, Lee. This is something you get to nix. Nix, get it out of your life. You let an act, something totally out of your control, take control over you. A doorbell at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I paused for a second. And I said, wait a second. Think about all the things that you're grateful for, Lee. Even in the last week, you got to be with your grandkids. You got to be with your kids. You got to celebrate. You got notes from people that you hadn't seen in a long time that are thanking for specific things that they were grateful for. How did that make you feel, Lee? You extended gratitude. You helped people. I started thinking, holy cow, I got tons of things that I'm grateful for. And I'm spending my time on something that's wasting that probably for that delivery guy, it was more painful for him to be up and delivering that than it was for me to answer the doorbell. And to live at a time when all you have to do is push a button and somebody goes and gets it and delivers it to your home within 24 hours. How cool is that? But I let that take me over. Instead of moments that mattered, I chose moments that didn't matter at all. Why did I let a FedEx delivery driver doing his job impact me when I assumed that he probably needed more sleep than I did? So, as I think about it, it's important to name that moment now because that moment, that transfer from is this 513 moment. So I named it a 513 moment. And I'll remember that going forward because I'll remember that when something comes up, I'm going to say, wait a second, something unexpected comes up that I had no control over. I have a choice. And my choice is to nix that feeling of the doorbell feeling, nix that, and immediately fix it with gratitude. See, gratitude didn't change what happened. It happened. What it did do, it changed who was in control. I had surrendered control to somebody else. And that's why naming things matter, because now I have an asset that we can use. It has a handle that we can create new experiences with. I can say to myself, careful, is this the 513 moment? And if it is, fix it, nix it and fix it. And just like that, I can pause. I can choose response over reaction. I nix the negative. I fix the focus. So here's the question I'm going to be asking myself, and maybe it's useful for you too. What have I nixed this week so that I can fix and make something bigger? Being aware in 26 is important. Because if we nix it and we can fix it, and then we can mix by bringing together those relationships and collaborations to make this the best year ever, we are in control and we're not surrendering it to a doorbell. Moments will always show up uninvited, but peace and direction doesn't depend on who rings the doorbell. It depends on who answers the doorbell. Have a meaningful week. I look forward to talking to you next week. We're going to make this year meaningful. You're going to make this year meaningful. You're going to be deliberately make this year meaningful. I look forward to talking to you next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.